Talking Stocks. We're talking with Eugene Profit of the Profit Funds, and we've already talked about how your top holding is EMC. Tell us what some of your other favorites are these days.
Well, we're in a process where we're rebuilding our portfolio in the core. We like names like Bristol-Meyers Squibb in the drug sector. We like Cendant, which we think is a cash machine, and it's very cheap. We also like Franklin Resources, and Franklin Resources is one of the more interesting companies. It's a mutual fund company like mine, but it's a value investor. And just like value investing's been out of favor, the earnings in Franklin Resources haven't been really recognized. They beat their expectations the last 2 quarters. But what's surprising about it is that they're specialists in value and international. And we feel as investors begin to move from the technology space and begin to broaden their portfolios, that Franklin Resources will be a beneficiary as international investing comes back into vogue.
And indeed, is that what you're doing when you say you're sort of rejiggering the core approach to your fund?
Absolutely. We're always looking for those mispriced businesses, as I said, and I think right now those mispriced businesses show up in the drug space, not as readily in the oil space, even though they were there for a while. The financial services firms. But you have to be selective now because you've had some big increases in some areas, but there are always some laggards.
Right. Let's try to get in one last caller here. Ann from North Carolina, you're on.
Hello. I'm interested in the energy area, and I'm thinking about Enron and Duke Energy. Is it time to be adding to this position?
Well, yeah, Enron is a good name in energy space. I mean, you've had a run-up in that area quite aggressively. Enron's being priced as much for its bandwidth capacity as it is for being a utility. So this is one of those cases where a conservative investor might think they're investing in a utility, but they actually are investing, you know, in the internet, essentially, because bandwidth is really the driving force behind the internet. Enron is a good name to be in.
We thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. We've been speaking with Eugene Profit, president of the Profit Funds. Out of time for today. Tomorrow, Grace Fay of Frontier Capital Management will be